Well, based upon recent incidents of rodents with plague and a handful of cases where plague was contracted by people visiting nearby federal lands, Inyo National Forest put out a press release saying it'd like to advise recreationalists and residents to take the following steps as a matter of caution while visiting the Inyo National Forest. Now, never feed squirrels, chipmunks, or other rodents, and never touch sick or dead rodents. Should avoid walking or camping near rodent burrows. Wear long pants tucked into socks or boot tops to reduce exposure to fleas. Now, spray insect repellent containing DEET on skin and clothing, especially socks and pant cuffs, again, to reduce that exposure to fleas. Should also keep wild rodents out of homes, trailers, and outbuildings and away from pets. Now, if you notice dead rodents with obvious signs of injury while you're out recreating on the Inyo National Forest, you are asked to contact your local health department in Inyo or Mono County, or you can contact the California Department of Public Health's vector-borne disease. Now, if possible, note the type of rodent, like a mouse, chipmunk, or squirrel, location and date seen, and if you are in a campground, you're asked to notify the campground host in addition to the health department. Now, early symptoms of plague may include high fever, chills, nausea, weakness, and swollen lymph nodes in the neck, armpit, or groin. People who develop these symptoms should seek immediate medical attention and notify their health care provider that they have been camping out or in the wilderness and have been exposed to rodents and fleas. Now, although the presence of plague has been confirmed in wild rodents over the past few weeks in nearby areas, the risk to human health remains low, according to that press release. In California, plague-infected animals are most likely to be found in the foothills and the mountains. Now, the California Department of Public Health has plague information, including precautions people can take to minimize their risk. And you can see this story with phone numbers on our website, sierrawave.net. Well, on June 1st of this year, the Mono County DA's office conducted flight operations in accordance with the Drug Enforcement Administration's Marijuana Eradication Program. Press release notes the purpose of the program is to locate large-scale outdoor marijuana grows on public lands within Mono County. Now, these flight operations resulted in the detection of several marijuana grows in rugged and remote locations in southern Mono County. Now, the grow sites were very large in size and ran up to approximately 7 miles in length, according to that press release. Now, as a result, the Mono County DA's office, with assistance from the Forest Service, initiated a 2-month investigation. The investigation was also aided with the assistance of the Inyo County District Attorney's Office and the Inyo County Sheriff's Department, since some of the marijuana grows crossed over into Inyo County. Now, during the investigation, the press release notes it was determined that the largest grow, which was located in Mono County, was typical of grows commonly operated by Mexican drug trade organizations. Now, along with those characteristics, the press release notes several Hispanic males were identified and were seen tending to the garden armed with rifles. On August 11th, investigators with the Mono County District Attorney's Office, assisted by Inyo County District Attorney's Office, Forest Service, BLM, National Guard, and Inyo County Sheriff's Department, conducted a raid operation to arrest and detain any gardeners found at that site. Now, the press release says, due to unknown reasons, it was determined that the persons responsible for tending to the garden had fled, leaving the garden unattended. The heavy late July rains appeared to have damaged the marijuana plants within the garden, and therefore that it is suspected to be the reason that the garden was abandoned. Now, during eradication and reclamation efforts, approximately 40,000 marijuana plants with a conservative street value of well over $2 million were located and destroyed from this site. During reclamation efforts, a total of 4,401 pounds of trash was also removed. Some of that consisted of 10.82 miles of irrigation hose and 550 pounds of fertilizer. Numerous other illegal and highly toxic pesticides were found being used in the garden, and hazmat crews later responded to recover and remove those pesticides. Large-scale marijuana gardens on public lands creates a danger to the public and to our recreational users of these lands, the press release notes. Also says, unfortunately, hunters, hikers, and others that come across these types of gardens, and the individuals who attend these gardens put themselves in great danger. Along with the public danger, there are also serious environmental impacts that these marijuana gardens create. Now, if you ever encounter a marijuana garden, you should quickly and quietly remove yourself from the area. Do not continue on your path, and do not make contact with anybody in the area. Should immediately call the Mono County District Attorney or any other law enforcement agency as soon as you possibly can. Well, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, press release notes, is committing to continue irrigating city-owned lands through the duration of the irrigation season. This thanks to water reductions on Owens Lake obtained through a granting of a variance by the Great Basin Unified Air Pollution Control District. Now, said LADWP Aqueduct Manager James Janata, quote, "We are encouraged by the collaboration from our partners at the California Department of Fish and Wildlife and the State Lands Commission. Through the state agency's approval of the variance, LADWP now has the necessary water for irrigating leased city lands in the Owens Valley through September 30th, end quote. Now, that variance granted by the Great Basin Hearing Board in July enables LADWP to initiate a late ramp up of shallow flooding on Owens Lake. And the press release says this allows for a water savings of approximately 4,200 acre feet this fall, which will in turn provide sufficient water for the remainder of the irrigation season. LADWP previously committed to irrigating city-owned lands through August. Irrigation season will end on September 30th. Well, some good fire news. The Walker Fire, 100% contained as of this morning and is now in patrol status. Many areas that were closed are opening or have been already open. Now, many of the fires in the Inyo National Forest fire crews are responding to are human-caused fires. Please remember, do your part to prevent wildfires. Maintain your vehicles. Be sure you are towing your boat or trailer safely and follow the forest fire restrictions. Do your part. One less spark means one less wildfire. Also, some bad fire news. The rough fire on the west side continues to burn and bring heavy smoke to the eastern Sierra. Friday and Saturday were particularly bad. At last report, the rough fire was over 72,000 acres and 25% contained. We'll be back with more news.